Right, now we're going to work on our business. So, as I said, this fitness model, I thought, well, how am I going to go into business coaching and that? And what's my model? How am I going to work with people? And I thought, well, I'll just go with what I know and go around the 10 steps to having a really, really vibrant business. So what we want to do in this is do the same thing, you know. Am I 1, the least, or 10, the most, as we go through the next session, this afternoon's section. So the keys to business success. So I said I've created 10 when I'm working with a client and going through them. Now the first 4 is mainly about leading others. Because ultimately, from a personal point of view and from experience working with clients, is we've got to really become good delegators, ultimately. Because while we've got a self-employed mentality, we'll just delegate to ourselves. And it's going to be very difficult then to leave the business. So we want to become good delegators to others. But I think there's 3 important things that has to happen before that. And we've slightly touched on it in the first session. But the first thing is, and I'm going to help you here because some of you were a bit grey around your purpose. So the first thing is we have to have good self-leadership. Ultimately, if we're going to be great delegators to others, we have to have good self-leadership. So what is good self-leadership? I've got some notes in my bag I forgot to bring out. So apologies, cameramen. So let's see if we can find... So self-leadership is about having purpose within yourself. It's about knowing your values, what drives you at a core level. It's about understanding your own self-sabotage patterns. So when we talk about peak performance as business leaders, do you understand above the line and below the line thinking? Yeah? And give us an explanation of what it is for you. Great. Anyone else? That's a great answer. Great answers. Yep. Great answers. Anyone else? You're all spot on, by the way. Fantastic, fantastic. So I'm going to just give it to you from a sports psychology point of view, okay? So if we're along here, now, when we're truly happy and in flow really with ourselves as human beings, and when you're looking at peak performance, you're looking about being in flow. So when you're really happy, you're in progress. Ultimately, when we're happiest at human beings, we're in progress. So above the line is you're moving towards your peak, yeah, and you're in progress. And these can be milestones. Below the line is when you're in a cyclone. Okay, so let's have a look at some of these. So when we're in a cyclone, we keep looping. And every time we loop, we hit a part of our life and we self-sabotage. So let's look at it from a fitness point of view. You know, am I talking about my weight issue today? And was I talking about it 12 months ago? Was I talking about it 9 months ago? Was I talking about it 3 months ago? Was I talking about it 2 years ago? If you're still talking about the same problem, you're below the line. You're in a cyclone. Yeah? Is that making sense? If you're talking about your fitness, you're in a cyclone. Yeah? And, you know, I'm a business coach, so you've got to have them tough conversations because I love what I do and I love people. And you can't really move unless we have those tough conversations. And so understanding that if you're in a cyclone, you're not above the line. You're not heading towards the peak. of who you can be. Yeah? You want to resolve that problem and move up to base 1 or base 2 or base 3. In business, are you still talking about a problem you had in business, whether it's in marketing, whether it's in sales, 6 months ago, a year? Are you still having the same conversation today? If you are, you're running a self-sabotaging pattern and you're below the line. Is this making sense? You following me? So you're below the line. So you're running a self-sabotaging. So as a coach, I will come in and work with you and unlock that self-sabotaging pattern so you can move up the mountain towards your peak. Okay? So here we're heading at peak. Yeah, and here we're just going around in circles. Understanding this? So from self-leadership point of view, we want to really have a problem. We love problems. Peak performers, they love problems because they love stress. They love pressure. And they know that's the only way they're going to grow. How does a diamond become a diamond? It only becomes a diamond under pressure. And all of you have a gift. All of you have a talent. The question is, do you want to become a diamond in your community? You've got to learn to handle pressure. It's not going to happen unless you handle pressure. And the way you handle pressure is start building your fortress around you. I've got my accountant already in the team. I've got 2 of them, actually. Where's she gone? I've got my accountant in the team. If my numbers are right, you're going to pull me up, aren't you, Brian? There you go. I've got Stephen over there who keeps rubbing my bum. You know? He says he was turning the mic on, but... So you've got to build your fortress around you. We cannot get to the peak without a team. Yeah? It's very, very important. We fall out of the game, but the right people around us will put us back in the game a lot quicker. And time is our greatest asset. So if we, in sport, we look at this above the line thing as a time in sport. So from here, you usually start work at 18 and let's say, 70. So in this bit, we're working. I think you should just keep working till the day you die. From a psychological point of view, and if you don't want Alzheimer's, keep growing. Ray Kroc said it beautifully, green and growing or ripe and rotting. Stay green and growing all your life. Yeah, it's very important in leadership. So this is a time, and we can either be using our time wisely above the line or unwisely below the line or unhealthily. So this is our working here, and this is our working years, if we use society's linear way of living. But so here, now, I want you to ask an honest question to yourself. Can you use the word love in what you do? Because if you can't, you've got to have a double check of what you're doing. Can you honestly look in the mirror and go, I love what I do? As I've sat with business owners are going, I can't help you grow your business. And I can't, because you don't love what you do. We have to start something different. Because you're not loving what you're doing it just for the money. So there's some form of insecurity around you. You're looking for some form of external insecurity because internally you don't feel secure. Do you really want to live these years without love? Be honest. All of us has a gift. All of us has a talent. And when you love what you do, you'll become a diamond. And you'll handle pressure and stress really, really well. Because you're going to say, I wouldn't be doing anything else. And there has to be, the logical side of it as well. You have to do your market research. Is that market out there? Can we solve this problem and can we get paid handsomely for it? Yeah, go on. So here. Do you think Branson, do you think he loves what he does? Do you think that comes, how old is he, 70? I think he looks about 50, doesn't he? Do you think David Attenborough loves what he does? Yeah? Do you think he thinks about money when he goes to work? If you're thinking about money when you go to work, you're not in love. Do you want to work with someone where there's a transaction, or do you want to work with someone who's passionate about what they do and good at what they do? You've only got so many minutes on the planet. How do you want to live your life? We're talking business leadership here. Great. If you love being a CEO, you love being a CEO, yeah. But a lot of people, when they have their own business, is something inside them. They want to create their own destiny. They want to, and if there's no love in that, if there's no compassion and empathy in that, what are you doing with your timeline? I tell you what you're doing, you're destroying your health. You're chasing the golden fleece. Yeah. It's really, really important you use that. Love what you do. Love how you do it. Love who you do it with. Love who you do it for. And love where you do it. You've only got so many minutes on the planet. It's very, very important to understand that. And you can all do it. And sometimes you've got the right business, but you just got to have a different way of looking at it. Yeah? It all comes back from your personal purpose, your life purpose, and your business purpose. Those three have to be in alignment. Okay, so let me try and help you find some... In Eastern culture, we're so obsessed with identity in the Western world. You know, I am a business coach. I am an athlete. I am a CEO. I am stupid. I am this. We create these identities around us that actually stifle us from growing. In Asian cultures, they don't really have it. They ask, what do you do? They ask what you do. So what I want to find out through this, let's have a little play, right? So let's find out your passion, your mission. I would like you to write 3 things down that you love. Now this could be having deep meaning. So when I wrote this out, one of the things I wrote down was deep, meaningful conversations. I get bored around the fluffy stuff, the weather, and some people do it great. I just don't. I love deep, meaningful conversations, you know, and if I'm not getting it, I feel starved and I can feel like disconnected with people. But I love that. So write that down. Be honest with yourself. There is no right and wrong here. Write 3 things you love to do. Just write them down. Let's write them down. This is your passion, your mission. What do you love to do? When you're doing it with a client, you do it a lot longer because you're looking for the gold. But we're just playing here. Could be helping your children. It could be rubbing your partner's back. What is it you love to do? You know, what is it you love to do? Just get it out on paper. Everything. 3 things. Okay, and this is a Japanese way of helping people find purpose in life. So that which the world needs. So right now, 3 things that you, from what you love to do, write down 3 things that marry up that the world needs, that you can marry up, that you've written. So for me, I wrote, I love having deep, meaningful conversations. What does the world need? So for me, I wrote down, young guys need a place where they can open up and talk. Does the world need that? There's a lot of young guys committing suicide. What does the world need? Does it need great food? Healthy food? Trusted food? From your angle, what does the world need that marries up to what you love? So this is your mission, your vocation. And everything you put down is right. Because this is your world. This is your life. It's nobody else's. So we've got a mission, passion, mission. We've got mission, vocation. Next thing is vocation, profession. So out of those 6 things you've wrote down, let's start to see if there's some kind of alignment. What can you get paid for? What can you get paid for? So I have 3 things that what you can get paid for. It doesn't matter what it is. And the next thing is, what are you great at? This is your profession, your passion. What are you great at? Could be something micro, could Could be something macro. What are you great at? Could be building rapport with people. It could be, I'm a great listener. It could be, I'm a great athlete. Yeah. Yeah, so the first, which stage are you at? Yeah. What can I get paid for? Have you done that? You got 3, yeah. And so the fourth, well, we're just playing for now. And then the last question is, what am I great at? So what you love to do and what you're great at, 2 different things. So we're just playing here. We're just scratching the surface. So when you work with a client, this could go for quite a while because we're just scratching the surface of the conscious mind, but really we need to go into the unconscious mind or the non-conscious mind. Remember, and this is helping us be great delegators to others. So we start to have more of a sense of who we are. Yeah, we know what we love to do. We know what the world needs. We know what we can get paid for. And we know what we're great at. And we're all great at something. And as I said, we want to use that word love a lot in what we do. If we're not using it, I always question the business owner. How long do you want to not be in love for? Very important in leadership. If you're going to inspire a team, you better love what you do. You better like who you are. You better respect yourself. Okay, so has anyone had any light bulb moments in that session, in that little segment? Anything? Have they got closer to understanding themselves a bit better? Because we're only just scratching the surface. Does anyone want to share something? Go, Brian. Thanks. That is fantastic. So let's just play. What is it you love to do? And compete. Okay. Great, great. Thank you for sharing that. What does the world need from? All right, so can we now, in leadership, language is very important. So businesses that don't fail, can we flip that? Yeah, fantastic. So the mind will go after something different by the language we use. And you know, when you're working with a business leader, you know, just by changing their language, their team changes. Yeah. One of the greatest things, the words you can delete out of your life is the word don't. Delete that out of your life as a business leader. You know, I don't want this. I don't want that. Say what you actually want. So much better instructing your team. That little, you know, I proved to help with a business leader just by watching him and just tell him to say thank you. Say thank you more often. Really important, the language we use. Okay, Brian, sorry. What can you get paid for? Yeah, language it though. Yeah, fantastic, fantastic. And what are you great at? Fantastic, fantastic, great. Do you love what you do? Well done, buddy. That's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And this is the essence of where you can be in flow with yourself and setting your own self leadership. Because if we can't do that for ourselves, how can we do it for a team? How can we expect a team to perform when we don't even love what we do? What sort of energy will we take into the business? So it's really, really important that we look at ourselves in the mirror. Yeah, as leaders. Okay, so we touched on it before, and self-management. So we really want to become good delegators to others, but we've got to start managing ourselves first. So self-management is about well-being. So the quality of a leader is reflected in the standards they set for themselves. And we had a little conversation down here in the break. And it's really, really important that we're not looking for approval from anyone, and we're not fearing rejection, because to build a great business, you're going to be rejected a lot. So if we fear rejection and we're seeking approval, we can't be in the middle, and that's performing at our peak, climbing that mountain smartly, cleverly, intelligently, at the right pace. And when I say the right pace, I mean the right pace for you as an individual. We're all different. Yeah? It's important you honor your time and your energy, not someone else's. Never compare and never compete. I know you use the word, Brian, but when you're working with an elite athlete, if he goes out to compete, he moves away from being in flow. He's got to focus on his own performance. He's got to focus on, am I in the right position? Am I ready to receive the ball well? Am I passing the ball well? Because the more consistent you are with your performances, the results take care of themselves. So let me just explain this. Success is really simple and failure is really simple. So if I get up every day and eat junk food and watch TV all day, doing it once is not going to really make much of a difference. But if I do it every day over a year, it's going to lead to a result. So we're going to get a result. But if I get up every day and exercise for half an hour, sometimes an advanced session, sometimes an intermediate, sometimes a gentle session, and I eat healthily, if I do it once, it's not really going to make any difference. But if I do it every day over 12 months, it's going to lead to a result. And it's the same in business. Keep it really, really simple. Peak performance is about keeping it simple. So the quality of leaders is reflected in the standards they set for themselves. So I want you just to understand from activities, exercise, and training. The experience I have working with a business owner. Now, you've only got so much energy within you. And you've got to, as a business owner, you've got to go, it's never about time and it's never about money. It's about your priority. So what is your top priority here? Your number one priority. And there's no right and wrong. Now, whatever your top priority is, it could be your family, it could be your business, it could be your health and fitness, it could be your social life, it could be your hobbies. There's a myriad of things that we can... Whatever it is, the others have to fit into it. So what happens is you're trying to build a successful business, but experience working with business owner, they're doing Ironman competitions. And so they've got to do these massive, massive training sessions. The business wasn't growing because he was depleting his energy in his hobby. Is this making sense in flow? So what's his priority? If that's it, then the goals in the business have to drop. Is this making sense? So you have to look at the goals you're setting against your priorities. Because what happens when we try and be everything to everyone, we be nothing to no one. You've got to understand that. You're playing the long game. Yeah? And I'm not here to tell you what your priorities should be. I'm just saying, lay it out. Number one, if it is your business, where does your family fit into that? If they fit down here, family here next, well, you've got to have that honest conversation. And you'll find out what your priorities are by where your attention goes and where your time goes. So are you spending a lot of time in business? Do you come home and you're on the computer and not with your kids? For me, I'm not here to tell you what's right or wrong. What I'm telling you, it shows me what your priorities are. Yeah? But if you're setting really high goals with your family, or really high goals in your fitness, or really high goals in there's going to be conflict. You've got to question your goal setting. And some of them have to be scaled down. Because we want to reach our peak with whatever our priority is. And these can change over time. So mum, kids leave home, go off, her priorities change. Number one thing, it might become her hobby. She's neglecting herself and she might go, I need to focus on me. It might be her health and fitness and her well-being. That becomes the number one priority. But if she's running a business and she's setting these massive goals and she's not focusing on her priorities, guess what's going to happen? She's going to beat herself up every day. Yeah? That peak performance. Whatever your number one priority is, you want to perform at your peak in it. And everything else supports that. So when you come home, you know this is the place where you rejuvenate and recover. So make that your haven, your holy place. Yeah? Go on, Brian. Sorry. Well, balance is different to everyone. You know, I can be in my office for 12 hours sometimes. I've had an hour's training session in the morning and I could be in the office for me, I feel great. I'm working on my programs, I'm studying, I'm researching, I'm coaching sessions. It's right. But for someone else, it's different. They need to be 6 hours in work. And you've got to understand you can only be you in life. You cannot be anyone else. Got one guy who wants to do his marketing when the babies are in bed, and between 8 and 9 he can do his marketing in the evening, and yet someone else wants to do it at 6 in the morning. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to get you to start performing at your peak and honoring who you are and doing it your way. That's why you're business owners. Because at the end of the day, you've got to live with yourself. Not with me, not with Stephen. So you've got to honor that. You know when you're in flow. Some people like to train in the afternoon. Some people like to train in the morning. Who am I to tell them when their best training sessions are? Because this person goes, but when I do this, I'm on fire. I get all the other things done. And I get all this work done because I know I'm going to the gym and I can release all my stress. Great. Because results are coming. Results are coming. And then you go to some workshop and everyone says you should be up early in the morning with the dawns, da-da-da-da-da. If it's not fucking working for you, don't do it. Listen to your soul. Feed your soul. Honor your own journey. This is leadership. Self-management. It's very, 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 very important. You know, we're not here to be people pleasers. That's a fair pattern. Yeah? We're here to be great role models. Yep, and pass that message down. Great. So, we move into the next one. Has anyone got any questions around that? Yeah, I know this can be a bit confronting, but I love you guys, and I really want to help. The next one is leadership. Oh, something happened there. Bad VA assistant. I'm going to tell them off, Steve. Bad VA assistant. So leadership. So, have you all got clear visions in your business? Yeah? You all know where your business is going, yeah? I'm not seeing any hands. So and we've talked about mission, and I want to talk about, so business vision. I want you now to write down 3 cakes that if you were to bake 3 cakes, what would those 3 cakes be? Write them down. Cakes, you're going to put them in the oven, you're going to bake them, or you're going to put them in the fridge for them to set. What would those 3 cakes be? Just play. Right, you've written those 3 cakes down. I want you now to choose your favorite cake. If you were going to have it this Sunday with your family and you were to bake it and present it at the dinner table, which one would you choose out of those 3? Now, that cake you just wrote down and you chose out of 3, did you visualize it? Did you see it sitting there on the dinner table? Yeah. Now, that's great. We've created a vision. We've created the dinner table. Now, is it easy now to go and get the ingredients for that? Now you know what cake it is. Is it easy now to write an ingredients list and give it to someone to go and get the shops? Yeah? It's that simple. When you create a vision, you have to see it first. You have to be able to write it down, because then you can go and get the ingredients. You can send someone for the ingredients. Is this making sense? Yeah? Build your business a simple way. Do not complicate it. This is how you perform at your peak. You must see the vision. You must see the office. You must see your team. You must see the furniture. You must see the decorating on the wall. You must see happy faces. How can you build a business when you don't know the direction it's going in? How can you go on holiday when you don't know where you're going? Imagine going into a travel agency, I want to go on holiday. And she goes, where do you want to go? And you went, I don't know. I don't know, just choose somewhere for me. And then they choose it and you go, oh, I don't like that. And she chooses something and you go, I don't like that. But imagine if you go in there and you go, look, I want to go to Greece, I want to see you. I don't want any children there because it's just me and my wife and we're reconnecting. We're going to do you think she has more chance now of giving you what you want? Because you've been clear on your vision. Is this making sense, guys? Business leadership. This is not a self-employed mentality. This is a business leadership mentality. And these are really, really simple things, yet you go into companies and they haven't got them. Or they have got them and then they don't adhere to them. And they wonder why they've got staff trouble. Because they don't know the vision of the business. They don't know the destination. They don't know the holiday they're taking it on. It's really, really important. And then the mission. So we touched on the mission. Now the mission is a sales process. So you go into a company, you help them with their mission. Everyone's rah, rah, rah for the day. And then you go back 6 months later and you go, how's the mission going? And they go, oh, yeah. And you ask them, and you go to the receptionist or you go to the accountant and you say, what's the business mission? And they go, oh, yeah, I remember doing it. It was such a good day. Oh, we had so much fun doing it. Oh, it was something around. They don't understand the sales process. When I was doing my business mission to inspire business growth through purpose, profit, and productivity, was I in a sales process? Could I talk about my business and what I do? It's really, really important. Now, you might not agree with me, but I still need to express my business mission. I'm a business leader. If I can't tell you about my business, how can the frigging staff tell you that the client at the end of the phone about their business? It starts inside with your personal, your life, and then your business mission. Alignment, alignment, alignment. Never compete, never compete, never compare. Be a great business leader. Become a diamond in the community. Start handling pressure. Start handling stress. Become your best friend. And there's so much talent in this room. So much talent. Yeah. And then it comes to, and this is ultimately how we create a culture. We are, and as a leader, then our job, and our only job, is to keep out negative energy. That's all it is to keep out negative energy. But where did we start keeping out the negative energy? Where did we start? We started with ourselves. You cannot be to someone else what you're not first to yourself. Think about that. What do you want your team to be like? Who do you have to become? Yeah? And so it moves nicely into, I don't know what's happened with my slides, but yeah, it's moved into the management of others. So, have you seen that video where they change the wheels in like 10 seconds or 12 seconds? It's unbelievable, isn't it? It's a team performing at their peak and in rhythm and in flow, and everyone knows their job. And they're all really happy to be in that team, that Formula One team. So what is the secret of managing others is patience. Write this down. Great leaders' number one attribute is patience. They allow people to make mistakes. They realize the road to greatness is mistakes. If you haven't got patience and you've got impatience, you're running a fair pattern. You're scared of something. Great leaders have patience. When you see a great coach in a sporting team and they've got a young talent coming through, that talent will make lots and lots of mistakes, and that coach just lets them be. Because they know it's part of the journey to becoming, at the age of 28 or whatever you peak, it's becoming a great athlete. Because that's where you learn, in the mistakes. That's where you find out how badly you want it when you make the mistakes. And when you love what you do, you keep going. It's not rocket science, it's really simple. The second thing great leaders do when they're managing others, they really appreciate the work. They reward them. They really appreciate their staff because they realize the life they're leading, they couldn't lead without their staff or their employees or their team. So if you're not appreciating your team, start looking inward and start appreciating your team. They're human beings. It's very, very important. And the third and the final one with management of others is the willingness to let go. Let go and trust. As business owners, it's like a baby, isn't it? And we're so frightened to let it go and let it go off to the nursery and then primary school and then secondary school. I mean, we want to keep it so close by because we want that control and trust. But ultimately, we have to let go. We have to let go. This is what great leaders do. They let go. They trust. They let people make mistakes. And then when they've done something well, they really appreciate what they've done. Yeah? It's very important. So the management of others is the ability to delegate tasks to others where they are positively motivated to do a job at hand. Is where they have set clear processes and systems that they are trained in to do their work efficiently and effectively. So have you got great systems in your business where you can train your staff to do the work efficiently and effectively? Because they come in not knowing anything about the business, and it's our job as business leaders to nurture them. We need to go into our feminine energy as business leaders and nurture. Yeah? And if we're seeking outside approval, what happens? We start beating on with them because we don't look good. Yeah? Any questions? I'll move on. The room's very quiet. I think there's a lot of thinking going on. There's a lot of soul searching, which is good. I love it. So the next part of business is planning. Why do you think planning is really important in anything you do? Any questions? Great answer. Anyone else? Let's get 3 or 4 from the room, because you're all experienced business owners, so I'm honoring your journey. Why is planning important? Fantastic answer. What resources? Fantastic. Yeah, what else? Creates efficiency. Great answers. Confidence. It does. That is so key. It does build confidence. So there's a few things I've written down why it's important to have planning. Great answers, guys. It gives us a clear direction in life, and our minds, when we're overwhelmed and that, it's usually one thing that we're overwhelmed about, and when we deal with it, it's like all the others just flood through. It could be dealing with the accounts or whatever, and we're procrastinating around it, and it's building up, and then other things, and these clouds start building up around us. But when we deal with this, it's like all the others go. So that's understanding that. So it gives us clear direction in life, and it allows us to be present and in the moment. When you've got a good plan, you can actually be present and in the moment because you know where you're going. You've set the goal, yeah? And the goalpost can move, but you can be present in the moment because you know that's where I'm going. Today, this is what I have to do. I can put on my music, I can put on relaxing music in the background, and I can just focus on this because doing this gets me closer to that. Yeah? Keep business really simple. Do not complicate it. Okay, the other thing it does, it helps us with prevention rather than cure. Now, peak performance is about prevention. When you've got a good sports masseur, as an athlete, they'll find problems that won't be problems because they'll detect them really early in the body. They're like your body mechanic. When you've got a good mechanic that looks after your car and you service it regularly, they'll go, oh, I need to check the brake pads. They are working with prevention. When you've got a good business plan, you're working with prevention rather than cure. Do you think that's going to make you more efficient if you're looking at plan A, plan B, plan C, if this goes wrong, this goes wrong, this goes wrong? And you're having those conversations before it happens. Yeah? And hopefully they never happen. But just knowing that allows you to feel more in flow and perform at your peak consistently. It also improves performance. It improves performance because there's nothing like clear direction for improving performance. When you know where you're going and you're driving, do you drive differently than when you're lost? Do you have to keep pulling over and asking someone, where's so-and-so, or looking at your sat-nav, and, or when you know where you're going, you probably just turn on the radio or talk to your friend, or you just have a chat and you get there. So it improves your performance because you're more relaxed. Now, peak performance is about being centered, calm, and relaxed. Yeah? In very stressful situations and under pressure. We have to train our mindset to be able to do that. It allows you to do things you love as well. So the more we plan, so let's look at a 90-day quarter. The first thing that should go in your quarter is your fitness program. Yeah? That's the first thing that should go in your business plan. The second thing that should go in is your personal relationships. Do you want to hang out with friends? Do you need to go out with your partner? Do you need to hang out with your children? And then your weekend break, and then your week break. Now, you do it differently. So you might put in, you see your chiro as well. You might see your sports masseur. You must look after your engine. You must look after you. So when you do that, and then you've got the rest of it is where you work on your business. So now you can bring everything in and hone it into that quarter, yeah? Knowing that you're looking after yourself, you're looking after your personal relationships, but now the rest of it, I can work on my business, yeah? Remember, we're playing the long game. So, planning. Has anyone got any questions around planning? Is what I'm saying not making sense? Yeah? Can everyone stand up, please? Have we got a little bit of music? Okay, everyone's just falling a little bit of asleep, and let's have a loosen up. Justin Bieber. Woohoo! Beautiful. Oh no! Oh no! No, not love me, love you. Okay, so we've got a great plan. So we've got a great. Whew, everyone feeling a bit better? Right. Usually in workshops they turn up the air conditioning, freeze everyone's cods off, don't they? But Steve's such a gentleman. So product. As business leaders, do we know our product really well? Do we know it inside out? It's really, really, yeah? Yeah, there you go, buddy. Product's really, really important. So, do we really know the features of it? The features within that product. And I could put service in there, but I think even when you're giving a service, you should package it up like a product. I think that's really, really important. And so you've got your feature. What are the advantages of using your product over another business? And the reason I'm going through this is because when we're business leaders, communicating is really clear. And when we know these things, what happens is we don't think too much. We're just in flow with what we say. So if the phone goes and someone says, blah, 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 I'm thinking, because you know your product so well, you don't think. When an athlete is at the height and in flow on a pitch or on a track, they're not thinking about what they're doing. Have you experienced, we've got an elite athlete here, but have you experienced not thinking about what you're doing and just doing it? Yeah? That's how you should be when you're talking about your product. Yeah? This helps you really, because people go, wow, I get it. Or it's right for me, it's not right for me. So we're looking at business leadership here. We're talking business leadership, but I'm talking you through your business as well. So understanding your business product and also knowing what the benefits are to that person or that customer from a business leadership point of view. What are the benefits that come out of it? So your product is like the person's hair. They go through the machine of your business, up, down, in, sideways, whatever, and they come out the other end. When they come out the other end, what are those benefits to them? When we can start languaging this clearly, we're truly in business leadership because we can explain it to our teams as well. Building a business really starts on the inside of who we are. And when we've got our purpose that's personal, it's life, and business alignment, we can start to language that because we've got meaning in what we do. It's very, very important. Anyone got any questions around product? Yeah? Great. So the next one is marketing. Who put that up there, Stephen? So marketing is really, really important. So in sports psychology, there's this thing called, have you heard of the SMART model? Yeah? Yeah? Well, in sports psychology, there's the SMARTer model, and it's got an ER at the end of it. Have you heard of that? So should we have a little play and make some money? In the next quarter, how many sales do you want to make? Just write them down. Let's just have some fun. How many sales do you want to make? So I use the SMART model with my clients. How many sales do you want to make? Now, we're talking marketing here, okay? Now, when we're running this marketing campaign, what's the message going to be in the marketing campaign? Now, you know your product. So we know what the message is going to be. Yeah? So we know how many sales we want to make, and we know what the message is because we know our product. How do we want to articulate it? Do we want to articulate it in a friendly way, in a fun way, in a professional way? Yeah? So we know how we're going to articulate it as well. Is it relevant to your target customer? The sales you want to make, the message, and how you're going to articulate it, is it relevant to your ideal customer? Yeah. And the T. What are we going to teach them in this marketing campaign? What are we going to teach them in this marketing campaign? And now the E. How are we going to emotionally engage them? How are we going to emotionally engage them in this marketing campaign? And the R is, what's the reward? What's in it for them? Anyone like to share their marketing campaign? As you say, keeping business simple. We want to be in peak performance. You don't want to think about it too much. We want to be in flow. Anyone want to share their marketing campaign? I'm not going to move on until someone shares their marketing campaign. I'm going to be a stubborn business. Has anyone got one to share? We can help them. You want to go with it, Brian? Because we know you love what you do. Can you stand up so everyone can... You can come out here if you want, buddy, and share the stage with me. You're awesome. Rock star. Okay. Okay. So how many sales do you want to make? Yeah. In the next 90 days? 12. Okay, beautiful. What's the message in the marketing campaign?
The message is to work with businesses and work out exactly what they need to get out of their business and how to get money out of their business.
Right, okay, so we're hitting a marketing campaign. Is that going to really grab your attention as a message, what you just said there? Who's your ideal customer?
Small business market.
Yeah, and you know your product. So what do they need to hear in the message?
What's in it for them?
Yeah, so tell me, what's the message for them?
The message for them is, I guess, struggling to articulate it, but
you're doing fantastic, buddy.
Comes down to the planning.
Okay, then.
So let's.
So how could we send an exciting message out to your community around exciting planning? Yeah, that's it. That's what we're looking for. Yeah. What is it? Yeah, great one. Sick of paying too much tags.
It's not really where I want to go though.
Okay then.
It is a good message, but that's just should be par for the course for an accountant.
Okay then.
The message more is about making more money out of your business.
Making more. Would you like to make more money out of your business?
Get wealthy.
Beautiful. See, we're a team here, buddy.
Yep.
We're a team. You've got all this help.
make the money and extract it from your business.
Write that down, buddy. Write that down.
Righto.
Make money. So, how are you going to articulate it? Keep going. Keep going. How are you going to articulate it? I'm not letting you off the hook, buddy. I want you to... I'm going to coach you here.
I know this really good guy called Steve Dixon, and he's going to help
Yeah,
me
yeah,
run
yeah.
the campaign. Right?
So how are you going to... So,
Use his ninjas.
Ryan, you know
Social media.
you know your ideal customer.
Yep.
How do they want it articulated to them?
That is a good message. We're actually looking
You want
at
it
social
professional,
media.
friendly?
Oh, yeah.
What
Yeah, our business is all friendly, very laid back.
Right, so friendly and laid back.
non-professional.
Okay, then. So you're going to articulate the message in a friendly... What was it? You said another word.
Laid back is the expression.
Friendly, laid back way. Okay, great. And that will appeal to your customer, yeah?
Yep.
Beautiful. So we know it's relevant now to your customer. What are you going to teach them in this marketing campaign?
Going back to your previous point about planning, understanding the numbers, understanding what they have to do to make the business what it needs to be.
Beautiful. So we get clear on our teaching. How are they going to emotionally engage with this marketing campaign?
Yeah, the rewards, the success, security.
What are they emotionally looking for? If you were to tap into their emotions, where are they struggling, or what are they looking for?
Give them more control.
Okay, beautiful.
Give
Beautiful.
them more control over what's coming up to. So
Fantastic.
They're not
And what will
fluctuating in the stress
And if they have a
levels.
sense, if they have more control, how will they feel?
Well, satisfied.
Okay, satisfied. Can we use a more inspiring word?
Empowered.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's it. And what's the reward for them on this marketing campaign? Could be a free consultation. It could be a book. What is it for you?
The reward from the marketing. Yeah, we would always meet with people for a free consultation up front.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. Can we give Brian a round of applause, please? Thanks for digging deep, buddy. Do you think that was simple? Do you think if we start using that all the time, we can be more in flow and more in peak and just get on with life? Yeah? Because we can tend to complicate business. Okay? Well done, Brian. Thank you so much for helping the room. Next one is, so we've got marketing, and we need from business leadership, we need to be good at sales. Business ultimately is leadership and sales. Some people say it's money and psychology, which is true. Numbers and psychology. However, I think it's sales and leadership, and a lot of people feel uncomfortable selling, especially when they've come out of a corporate world and they're used to receiving a wage packet. To actually go then and sell is such a, if you're running the pattern of avoidance of social rejection, you're really going to struggle to make sales in your business. And you might have a great product and a great service, but if you're going to struggle, you're going to have business failure. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, what is a great leader? He's a great salesman. You have to become a salesman, and that's why your mission is so important, because it allows you to consult and present your business to other businesses and be a great salesman and a great representative of your product, ultimately. So selling. So one of the things in selling is you know your client, because you've been in business a while, okay, 10 minutes, okay? You know your business better than anyone else. You know your clients better. So you know the regular objections that come up, yeah? So during your sales process, you want to talk about the objections that you know your client's going to talk about and bring up. And you need to feed them into the sales process, because it will put that to bed, yeah? Whether it's money, whether it's time, whether it's location, you need to bring it up and be the first as a business leader to bring up the objection, because you know what's going on for them. And in selling, when you match the right product to the right problem, selling is healing. It's actually healing. So you put someone out of their misery and make them healthier and happier. So understand the importance of selling and getting that person to buy your product and doing it with integrity. So I've only got 10 minutes, but I want to go through, so we could spend ages on each one. Systems are really important from peak performance as a business leader. You must have psychological systems in your head. My business mission is a psychological system that I could be in the room and Stephen go, the talker hasn't come up, Jerome, can you jump on stage and talk about your business? Because I've created a psychological system in my mind, I can do it without thinking about it. So I can be calm, relaxed, and centered under pressure. You understand that? So your mission is a sales process. Is a system, is a psychological system, as well as the physical system of your CRM system, or your accounting system, the systems you use with your staff, everything, your email scheduling systems. They're the physical systems. But I really, always tell business leaders you must have a lot of psychological systems that you can put here and it goes here, and you just go and flow with it. It's really important. Okay? But what number 10 now. So we've gone around the clock. But I want to talk to you, we've only got a few minutes, and I want to talk to you about a guy called Brad Klontz, Dr. Brad Klontz, and he managing our finances. So that he's wrote this book called Mind Over Money, and there's 4 types. He's come up with 4 types of people that have a relationship with money, and it's based on self-esteem. And the first one is, so when you're working with a client from a business leadership point of view, you've got to know what their relationship with like in money, because you've got to break that habit and move them to the next level, yeah, from a psychological point of view. So the first one is money status seekers. Now these have got people that got low self-esteem, and they will tell you they earn more money than they do. So they'll buy the latest gadgets, they'll buy anything that's going on to make themselves look good. Yeah? These people will rack up credit card debts, take out loans, because they've got low self-esteem, so they want their external world to look like they're great at what they do or who they are. And they want the outside world. And this is a sign of low self-esteem. So they like to have the new shiny toy and impress people with them. And this raises their social status. Yeah? But behind it all, there's a lot of debt. So you might see someone driving a really nice car and envy them and go, I want some of that. But you really don't know why they've got the car. Yeah, so are they doing it because they've got low self-esteem? Yeah? Net worth, self-worth. And so when you're working with a business, you've got to understand this pattern, because if you're not breaking this pattern, what's going to happen to the business? As much as you help them grow it, they're going to demolish it. You've got to understand it from a psychological reason. Because we're the greatest self-saboteurs in the world, human beings. The next one's money worshippers. Now, they overwork and overspend, and they think the secret to fulfillment is having more things. So they'll work, and they'll buy a lot of things. So even if they get a raise at work, or they get a promotion at work, or you get more sales coming in, if you're a money worshipper, you will spend more than you always get to gather more things around you, because you think happiness is what you have. So understanding these patterns within you, and I'm sure you're recognizing people you know, or that you'll understand where you could self-sabotage in your business. As a business coach, as I said, you break these habits. First of all, you become aware of them, but you've got to go in and break them, as you're going to self-sabotage your business. And you can be going really well for 3 years and actually blow up, yeah, because you haven't addressed your relationship with money. The second one, I can see Steve's walking towards me, headmaster, is money vigilantes. Now these people, have you heard of Jerry Norman, Harvey Norman? Well, he had a very poor upbringing. He had money and then he lost money. And he's like, I think one of the richest men in Australia, 1.3 billion he's worth. And he still goes economy, and he always thinks he's gonna not have enough money. Yeah? So that he's a money vigilante. So you'll find if you really want to become wealthy, you've got to be that pattern of I've never got enough. And even if you talk to him now, he's scared of losing what he's got. Yeah, and these people will become great savers and they'll have a lot of money, but they'll still have a scarcity mindset. He still takes it. You know, for me, I don't understand it because I'm focused on health. Why wouldn't you not want to look after your spine in a good chair and get rested at the other end than sit in economy when you've got 1.3 billion in your bank account? So there's a psychological thing going around there around scarcity. So you can have a lot of money and still have a scarcity mentality. And you usually find when that person's got a scarcity mentality, they're emotionally tight as well. Yeah? And you understand the relationship you have with money. And the last one is money avoidant. So they've got a negative association with money and being a good person. So they think if you've got money, you can't be a good person. They dislike rich people and self-sabotage their own wealth. They feel very uncomfortable with money. And you'll see this a lot in the spiritual world. You know, people who are building spiritual businesses and that. They never really get going and move to the next level because they feel really uncomfortable with selling and asking people for money. And they associate it and I just do it because I love it and I really care about people. But they'll self-sabotage that pattern, yeah, because of their association with money. So you've got to understand your relationship with money, and it'll tell you a lot about the relationship you have with yourself. And if it's not a good habit, money's only a tool. You know, you get a lady who comes to you and says, look, I want to earn the same money, I just want to do it in less time. And then you get someone goes, I want to build it up so I can sell my business for 10 million. There's two different things going on. Money's just the tool because I want to do X, Y, and Z. So see your money like a hammer or a screwdriver. Yeah? And go, what do I want to do? Personal life. What do I want to do? Because that's all you need to earn. Yeah? I've got great meaning in my life. I love my work. There's so much joy coming from it. Material things start to mean very little. Yeah? And my business has got purpose. You know, I've got alignment all the way through who I am. So understanding that and understanding your relationship with money will go a long way to being a peak performer as a business leader. Thank you very much.
Well, big round of applause.